Cafe and Way. Hello.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to episode 2464. I don't think I said the name of the, what was it?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The last show was episode 2463. Hey, what do you see? 2464 next to me. And this is the latest podcast. I hope you like it and tell your friends about it. But don't say anything too fast.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Because then I won't understand. Or don't mumble either, because that's what we were talking about in the last podcast, how
Mike's
people
Daily
of the younger generation
Podcast
are watching
Netflix
with the subtitles on, because it is too difficult to understand what actors are saying these days. Now, that's fascinating that they have a problem with it. I love that they have a problem with it and they don't feel like they're old. Like, oh, I'm losing my hearing, which maybe they are. Who knows? Because when you're young and you listen to music really loud and then somebody wise like Mike Matthews tells you, don't listen to stuff too loud. You'll hurt your hearing. In fact, what you should do is when you're putting your earbuds in, your headphones, whatever you're using to listen stuff, turn the volume super low first, really low, and then turn it up slowly to a volume that you like, that is adequate for you, and leave it there. Don't just put headphones on that are already turned up to the max, because you will hurt your earrings. You have to remember your earrings, your hearing, and your ears. And remember, they're very sensitive. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Dr. Mike. I am not a professional. Consult a professional before doing anything that I say. Hey, the point is that I can't stand listening to Terry Gross.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Who's that? That's the Fresh Air lady. No, I love listening to her, but sometimes I'm like, oh, come on. Because she just goes gaga over anything having to do with Breaking Bad. And she had Bob Odenkirk on. I guess Better Call Saul's about to end. And let's hear it for that guy. The podcast picture is going to be something recently, I think, that my lovely lady friend took. See it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Because she... Wait, where was I? Oh, because let's hear it for Bob Odenkirk. That's right, the late great Basil the Boxer. I think he liked Bob Odenkirk. I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. You certainly saw him on Arrested Development. He's been on just about every single TV show. Of course, Mr. Show way back in the day with David Cross. But he always gets cast. He has been cast often as a lawyer. And then he got the Better Call Saul role in Breaking Bad. And the guy who wrote that character then went on to write the Better Call Saul. And I have not watched it, but the clips I've seen, yeah, he does a fantastic job acting in it. But, you know, this is the thing. As an actor, you get what's the word? Not stereotyped, but prototyped. You get stage fright. You get the thing where they don't cast you in anything else. That thing. Then you get that for the rest of your career. Now, here's the thing. If you play that part so well and have played it over and over again, because that's the way Hollywood is they go, okay, that actress will always be like the best friend, but she'll never be the star. Or that actor will always be the thug. Speaking of which, Paul Sorvino, Mara Sorvino's father, passed away today or yesterday. He was 83. And but they get so good playing that same character that it's up to you as an actor, if you're getting pigeonholed, to try and take that character that that part to a whole other level. And to do it, at some point you just throw away the fact that you're acting. You just throw away the fact there's no nerves involved at all. You're just doing that role and doing such a typecast. Thank you. Typecast. And you can just elevate your career to a whole other level. I mean, there is this thing. You know what I'm going to say? There is this rule in acting. There are no small roles, only small actors. But it's true. There is so much you can make of anything that's handed to you. This is life. This is what life is, basically. And all the ranting I did last podcast about people, Mike, I'm sick. Now I'm starting to feel something kind of weird going on. Don't know what it is, but something's a little bit off. And I'm thinking I might have jinxed myself. I put a hex on myself. I put a spell on you because you're mine. And that's all. I don't know what happened there, but I may have done that to myself. But I'm feeling a little off, and I don't know what it is. Or I'm just tired or what. But I have sympathy for all you people that are coming down with this new strain. The strain that the president has of COVID. What strain? I just went to search on Bing, which I will tell you now. Search things on Bing. Don't Google things. Bing things. That doesn't sound right. Sounds like something Bing Crosby did that was illegal back in the day. But I loosely based that joke on something John Oliver said. But yes, the latest that, okay, the HopkinsMedicine.org says several coronavirus variants have been identified and are under investigation. Each new variant raises questions. Are people more at risk for getting sick as we go outside a cafe anyway where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley?
Anyway.
Will the COVID-19 vaccine still work? And the latest strain, according to WV Public Broadcasting, wvpublic.org, Scott Simon apparently said this on the air, that President Biden is isolating himself. His doctors monitor his recovery. Oh, Rob Stein. I love Rob Stein. No, it's not. Hi. This is Bob. Bill. Is it Bill Stein? Who was the one that did it was on Ferris Bueller's Day Off? The guy that said Bueller. Ben Stein. Thank you. Win Ben Stein's money. That's what Jimmy Kimmel first got popular on television doing. Then later did the Man Show, and now he's got his own show. He originally started in radio at K-Rock doing the sports. So there's hope for us all. So, oh my gosh. Look this up. wvpublic.org. Actually, all you have to do is type in what's the latest COVID strain, and you will get this. And this is why I cannot stand NPR. Is, when they do that little talking back and forth, that's all scripted. There's nothing natural about that. They're reading from a script. It's like they might as well have been doing Better Call Saul with Terry Gross reading lines. No, actually, when you're listening to it, that sounds pretty natural when she does an interview with somebody. I always find fascinating stuff. But she goes crazy over interviewing people from the world of that, Better Call Saul, and the other show. Where was I? Rob Stein. He says, how does Rob Stein? He's got a bit of a lisp, Rob Stein. Not almost the retainer lisp, but not really. But he's brilliant. Okay. So Rob Stein says the White House says the president had a temperature of 99.4 on Thursday night, but responded well to some Tylenol. He still has a runny nose, is tired, and a bit of a cough, but his voice sounds better, and he appears to be improving since he started taking the antiviral drug Paxlovid. And then so we're going through another surge, and Stein says, so far it doesn't look nearly as bad as it was last winter, but the virus is spreading like crazy again. Johns Hopkins University says more than 134,000 people are catching the virus every day, and everyone knows the real number of infections is far higher because a lot of cases just aren't being reported. And I could be Bob Stein's part here. And the number of people getting so sick they're ending up in the hospital and even dying is on the rise again too. Nearly 500 people are dying every day now. 500, gosh. And the main reason is the latest Omicron subvariant known as, here we go, BA.5, which spreads incredibly easily. Luckily, BA.5 doesn't appear to make people sicker than the previous strains. Okay, that's good. But because it's infecting so many people, more people are inevitably going to get seriously ill and even die. Even though a big chunk of the country now meets the CDC's criteria for imposing new mandates, health officials around the country acknowledge that there's just no appetite for that sort of thing. Oh, reimposing mask mandates. I have just said, you know what? I know, this big burden, wearing masks. But I will tell you, with all the mask wearing that I've done, I used to catch a cold or something else like twice a year. And when I started wearing masks, that went away. So I'm a big fan of them. I know people are like, no, you can't see people smile. You can't see my teeth. No one has said, maybe no one has ever said that, but still, people want to show off their teeth or not. So they wear a mask. Because so many people have either been vaccinated or infected at this point, most people are just getting something that feels more like a cold or maybe the flu. Then a Harvard epidemiologist said, it's like thunder heard at a picnic. It's frightening but not directly threatening. In the same way, the virus is now somewhat in the background and people are living their lives. However, the virus has not gone away, and it's still going to be able to make some people very sick, and it's going to keep killing. In fact, a new projection estimates that more than 230,000 more people could die from COVID in the next year, even if another more dangerous variant doesn't emerge. So experts are urging people to protect themselves, especially by getting more people vaccinated and boosted. And there's a big debate going on right now about whether to expand eligibility for a second booster, a fourth shot. Everyone aged 50 and older has been eligible since the spring for a fourth shot, but younger adults haven't been able to bolster their waning immunity. So many infectious disease experts are urging the FDA to authorize fourth shots for all adults. That would be the same shot that they've been using all along. At the same time, a new generation of boosters is coming this fall, designed specifically to target Omicron. And so boosting more people now could kind of mess that up, in part because people have to wait weeks, even months between boosters to make sure that they work. So the FDA is struggling with that, and this decision could come sometime soon. This week, possibly. Rob Stein is the correspondent and senior editor on NPR's Science Desk. And he has an interesting voice. Okay. That is just what's happening. Also, there is lava caves in Hawaii that are teeming with a mysterious life form. But I'll get to that in just a moment. First, one other interesting thing. And if you're part of the no COVID club, you likely have been infected without knowing. This according to the Wall Street Journal Health. There's a shrinking group of people who are pretty sure they have never been infected with COVID-19, while geneticists and immunologists are studying factors that may protect people from infection. It's likely that people in this club have been affected at some point without realizing. Nearly 200 million Americans had caught COVID-19 before the latest surged, some multiple times. The No COVID Club, that's what they're calling it. Maybe you've been resistant to COVID-19, or maybe you just don't know that you were infected. And that is in the Wall Street Journal. Most people have been infected with the virus, epidemiologists say. So there you go. A lot of people that I know have it or had it or are having it. Now back to this bizarre thing, or have it, having it. I'm not having it. I hope I don't have it, but we'll see. On the island of Hawaii, scientists recently found a marvelous assortment of novel microbes thriving in geothermal caves, lava tubes, and volcanic vents. These underground structures were formed 65 to 800 years ago and receive little to no sunlight. They can also harbor toxic materials and gases. Yet microbial mats are a common feature of Hawaiian lava caves. Samples of these mats taken between 2006 and 2009, and then again in 2017 and 2019, reveal even more unique life forms than expected. When researchers sequenced 70 sample types for well, real quick, have you noticed that people don't pay attention? What, to you, Mike, when you're talking about some microbes that no one cares about? No, I'm talking about people don't pay attention anymore to anything. I swear, I'm walking down the street today on my little walk, and I see people just cutting in front of me, pulling into a driveway, not even looking at me. I mean, they could have hit me. I could have been dead before I got the COVID. I could have been dead. But they just, people don't pay attention. And here's the other thing, is I saw somebody as I was walking that I didn't want to talk to because I was like busy walking. And I knew that if we had eye contact or whatever, and he hasn't seen me in a while, and I've got this beard now, and I'm a little bit older, and I'm in my 50s. I'm in my 50s. I think the last time he saw me, I was still in my 40s. So I don't want to talk to him. So what I do is I act like I'm not paying attention. That's right. Like I'm not paying attention, and I just kept walking. So I was just using what other people are doing to me back at him. Isn't that cruel? Isn't that mean? But I got my walk done, and it was wonderful. All right, so yeah, we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley with the microbes and whatnot, and look who is here.
Hello, my gosh, it's Madame Rootabega, and I'm hearing you're talking about the microbes. Ooh.
Yes, microbes, Madame Rootabega, sound fascinating. They're a common feature of Hawaiian lava caves.
Yes.
And that the researchers sequenced 70 samples for a single RNA gene.
Yes.
It's commonly used for identifying microbial diversity and abundance.
No.
They could not match any results to known genuses or species, at least not with high confidence. And that suggests that caves and fumaroles are underexplored, diverse ecosystems. Yes, the lava caves, the lava tubes, the geothermal caves. Microbes, after plants, account for most of our planet's biomass. That's right, all the wonderful microbes embrace the microbes. They're all around us, just like the virus. And nearly all the biomass in the Earth's deep surface. Yet because these organisms are so tiny and live in such extreme environments, scientists have historically overlooked them. In recent years, however, underground microbes have received more interest because they exist in environments very similar to those found on Mars. Recently, estimates suggest 99.999%. So might as well just say 100%, but somebody who wrote this is very unconfident. Of all microbe species remain unknown, leading some to refer to them as dark matter. So that's what's going on in Hawaii. Fascinating. And that article is from, MSN.com. I believe this came from, Frontiers in Microbiology. I took a microbiology class in college and failed horribly. I had to take it pass, no pass. It was one of those deals where you know, I'm taking it, I'm thinking I'm just going to get a grade, and I saw how bad I was doing, and I said last second, pass, no pass, so at least I can get some credit points because I was doing so bad. In the natural world, microbes do not grow in isolation. Instead, they grow, live, and interact with many other microorganisms in a sea of chemical signals from those other microbes. This then can alter their gene expression, affecting what their jobs are in the community. Fascinating. Okay, look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the bear king and ding ding.
And it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, I think that the microbes are fascinating.
Yeah, microbe. Do you know that?
I wonder, is SpongeBob SquarePants a microbe? No, he's a sponge. Okay. For some reason, there was a SpongeBob charge. A charge for the 2015 SpongeBob movie in HD charged to my account. Do you know that was going to cost me $15? A SpongeBob HD version of the 2015 movie. Wow. And somebody pays that to get the HD quality. I'm not sure if it was a DVD or I don't know what happened, but somehow it got charged to my cable bill. And speaking of Bill and Bob and Rob Stein and everybody else, this has been a fantastic, Ben Stein and all the rest. Thank you for listening to the show. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer. Next time, if you want to, this time, you can pay attention to this phone number, 336-MM Daily.
Call now, 336-MM Daily.
And that is 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast is. It's been daily for a couple days anyway. I try to be daily, but then life interrupts me, that kind of thing. Call me, tell me what you think about what we covered today, or you can also email me. And before I say what the email is, or before A-Frame says what the email is, still watching The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix, and suddenly it took a turn. It took a very interesting turn. So we're excited to find out what happens next. Meanwhile, my lovely lady friend is watching on Netflix that new Ryan Gosling Jr. and the Captain American guy in their latest flick. I'll find out how that is later and let you know. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.